How's everybody? Let's go. Let's get this energy up in here. All right. I want to talk about dating apps, just to bring it back down. I was driving the other day and I was thinking about how different dating apps are for guys and for girls. We're both really nervous before that first date, right? But guys are nervous that girls are going to be, like 10, 15 pounds heavier than we look in our pictures, or maybe a little less cute without the filter. But girls, we're worried that we're going to get murdered. like straight up walk into the bar and just be dragged out in a suitcase. Dating apps go against everything our parents taught us, right? Like, don't meet strangers on the internet. Don't get in strangers' cars. And I'm just like, okay, cool, so I'm just gonna get in an Uber to go meet like the least murdery looking guy at a bar where I don't know anyone. I've also been doing some thinking about like what makes a guy look not murdery in a dating app picture. Like, no, fishing rod with dead fish, no guns, no pictures with his mom. That leaves basically no one. But girls, we go on these dating app dates, right? No matter whether we're worried we're gonna get murdered or not, because at a certain age, if a girl is still single, we feel like we have to have like a damn good excuse, right? Whereas when guys are single, they're lucky, they're eligible, they're on the market. When girls are single, well, we're on the market too, but that like weird aisle at the market where there's like a sale table with like 2-week-old bread, a toy car that's missing a wheel, and a birthday cake that says, "Happy birthday, Carly." Who's Carly? That's where girls are. I went on a ton of these dating app dates. I went on a first date with a guy. He looked right at me as soon as I got there and told me, "You're not girlfriend material." I know, right? Guys usually wait like 3 months to tell me that. Yeah, I've also had some bad first dates. I went on a first date with a guy to a Kings game. Okay, which already felt like a long time commitment with someone I didn't know, right? Like 4 hours probably. He forgot to tell me that his parents were meeting us there. First date, I know. So he gets up to go to the bathroom, like get us some food, which at a sporting event takes like an hour with all those lines. And so I'm sitting there with his mom and dad. His mom looks at me, she's a sweet lady. She's like, "So how long have you known our son?" I'm like, "Oh, well, just about as long as I've known you." I was like, "What were your names again?" She's like, "I'm Judith and this is Bob." I'm like, no. What was your son's name? I've also noticed that communication is a really challenging thing for these dating app guys. I have friends tell me all the time they were broken up with via text message. I'm like, sounds like dinner and a movie compared to the way my last relationship ended. I got broken up with by a guy sending me a YouTube video after dating for like 9 months with no other explanation, just titled, "How to End a Relationship." Thank you, next. I've also been ghosted before. I can't decide which I like better. I think I'd rather be ghosted than the YouTube video, but yeah, I was ghosted. This guy I was seeing for a little bit had one of my favorite sweatshirts at his house, okay? And so I texted him, like the typical 2,000 times to get it back, but I knew I was being ghosted, but I just decided to commit social suicide and go on his Instagram profile to find his email address. So I sent him an email, which in 2018 is basically like sending a carrier pigeon when it comes to dating. Sent him an email and was like, "Listen, you don't have to see me. We don't have to hang out. But if you have this sweatshirt of mine, which I know you have, just leave it at the Starbucks where we went on our first date." So romantic, right? So later that week, I'm going to Starbucks. It's actually right by my office. So I go to the Starbucks and I'm placing my drink order with the barista for Dani. And she's like, "Oh, are you that Dani that was dumped?" She's like, "1 grande soy latte and a sweatshirt for Dani." Oh. Thank God I have a boyfriend now. Thank you. I met him on one of those crazy dating apps, believe it or not, somehow. And I recently, over Thanksgiving, brought him home to meet my family for the first time. And while most people are nervous for their family to meet their new boyfriend, I'm nervous for my boyfriend to meet my family. And that's because, I'm worried that they're going to try to, like, adopt him and get us married within, like, 5 minutes of knowing him. Which isn't exactly ideal, right? When I'm trying not to scare away the, like, one sort of normal guy I've tricked into dating me by waiting the appropriate 18 and a half minutes to respond to each text message over the last 9 months. But my crazy Jewish grandma wants to ruin that all in one night. It's the thing with Jewish grandmas, right? Like, she's always trying to set me up with someone, no matter what my relationship status is. I got a call from her a couple months ago, and she was like, honey, have you heard that Carol Leibowitz's daughter's gym trainer's son is recently single? And he's over 5'10". Thanks, Grandma. I once dated a nice Jewish boy for approval for a few years. She loved him. When we broke up, there were a lot of tears from my grandma. She still to this day will call me and ask about him. She's like, how's Ben? How's this family? I'm like, Grandma, Ben and I broke up 6 years ago, and there have been 2 Bens since him. And when I introduced her to my nice new boyfriend, I was like, Grandma, like, isn't he lovely? She's like, yeah, he's great. And how's Ben? All right, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.